I've changed the law. What's happened? I've changed it in a way that now you're in a situation where there are 40% fewer people coming across the border illegally. That's better than when he left office. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
Beautiful people, welcome back to Tribe Talks. We have another video. Whether you're tuning in for the first time or you're a regular, thank you for watching. That is very much appreciated. In this video, we react to said news about former President Joe Biden's recent cancer diagnosis. Well, as much as I strongly believe that Joe Biden is a pathological liar, one of the most despicable human beings, I do not celebrate the news that he has cancer. I will never wish bad things, even on my worst enemies. With that being said, we really have to pray for him, But with this news now, it is so mind-boggling because this just shows you how much Democrats can go to cover up because they have done this to themselves, So, former President Biden diagnosed with aggressive form of prostate cancer, Fox News report. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is bad. And with that being said, this is an article, CNN, Van Jones. Democrats will pay for covering up Biden's decline for a long time. He is trying to say that Democrats might not win an election anytime soon, and that's just what I believe. This news is going to hit the Democrat Party, and they are not going to win upcoming elections anytime soon. That I can show you, that I can tell you. You can hold me accountable to that. So in this video, let's react to previous clips of the Democrats. You might not believe me, but let's just see what Democrats were saying 7 months ago. How they were cheering President Biden to continue in the race, saying he's sharp as a tack, he's cogent, he's vibrant, while the whole world could see Joe Biden's cognitive decline day in and day out. In front of our cameras, we could see, us people who do not live in the States, I could see that America has a senile president, someone who is not cogent, as they were saying. So let's take a look at this.
The president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. I can't even keep up with him.
The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it, because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
I can testify because I've been working very closely with this president for the past 2 years. I've been knowing him for 30 years. And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game.
Joe Biden has vision. He has knowledge. He has a strategic thinker.
The president is focused. He's detail-oriented. He's always thinking about the big picture.
He is engaging. He is capable. He has an incredible record as president.
And I'm often with him on foreign trips. He's at the top of his game.
So he has a vision. He has knowledge. He has judgment. He has a strategic thinking.
I met with the president, 5 or 6 weeks ago, and he seemed fine to me.
I have complete confidence in the president. I have watched him expertly guide meetings of staff and cabinet members. I could not have more confidence in the president.
I would just tell you that I meet frequently with the president, and every single time I meet with him, he is just fine.
But he is, again, knowledgeable, wise.
Incredibly sharp, incredibly probing, incredible command of the details.
He is sharp. He is on top of things.
There is nothing to these challenges, these suggestions that somehow he's not sharp and he's not capable.
Guys, this is 7 months ago. They were literally rooting for Joe Biden to run in the election against Trump. Democrats, man.
see Joe Biden up close. We know how attuned he is to the issue.
And you're going to see how smart he is and the experience he has.
I say his age is an asset.
That's his wife. We are going to talk about her. She needs to be indicted, this one.
He's wise.
Yes,
She's part of the
he's
cover-up.
wise. He has wisdom. He has experience.
And
Oh,
his
wow.
experience, because of his age and his wisdom, has been invaluable to this country.
A lot of countries, people who've been in office a longer period of time are praised for their wisdom.
I have seen a lot of 72-year-olds not as capable as this 80-year-old.
It is hard for us to keep up with this president.
His mental acuity is great. It's fine. It's as good as it's been over the years. He's fine. All this right-wing propaganda that his mental acuity has declined is wrong.
And this kind of sense that he's not ready for this job is just a bucket of BS that's so deep, your boots.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen that, you heard that. Tell me, these people, are they going to say the same thing right now? We need to look for all of these people that were part of the cover-up, because this is just so crazy to me. Democrats keep shooting themselves in the foot. All they had to do was to have a primary election, select another candidate to run against Trump. So they kept hiding Joe Biden's mental decline. It is reported that Joe Biden took more than 280 days on a vacation. He couldn't keep up with the work. This is the most busiest job you can ever have. The president of the United States. You might need to call, or you might need to answer calls in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Someone who is like the nuclear codes couldn't put a sentence together. You know, age wasn't really a big factor. So now let's look at the real news, because what you saw there was propaganda. And to all those people who are watching, things like CNN, MSNBC, they lie. They lie. Because right now, I want you to also look at their coverage about this news. They're not being honest. None of those journalists can come up on a camera and tell you that we are sorry, we misled you guys. They keep doubling down. To them, they're saying, we didn't know about this. We didn't know. Jack Tapper even wrote a book, The Original Sin, and it's flopping because people are actually holding him accountable. They were like, Jack, you had the first, the first call to the president. You had connections to the White House. You knew about all of these things, but now you're writing a book for you to profit instead of telling people us the real news. This clip that I'm about to play next, it's from Fox News. Fox News. Sorry about my slippery of the tongue, but Fox News was reporting over the years, even during 2019. I knew about Joe Biden's mental decline in 2019, bro. 2019, when he was campaigning to be the president. 2020, we could see him. He couldn't read sentences. He was flopping with the numbers. Mandem was forgetting where he was. He was falling on stage. I can actually show you some clips if you want about Joe Biden falling. The reason why I'm saying this, it's because we knew about his decline way before, right? The media was trying to cover it up. Now, let's look at this clip. Some of the real news, people who are actually reporting. And when you're watching this next clip, I want you guys to look at the timestamps of these videos. It was way back. People were reporting about this way back. Conservative news media. This is why I'm saying don't trust mainstream. People need to look at the news because it's propaganda, right? If you don't watch the news, you're gonna be misinformed. If you do not, if you watch the news, it's just disinformation most of the time. So you have to research most of the time. The information, you have to dissect it because they are not being honest. So Sean Hannity had a report. Listen to this. Let's look at this.
For years, Joe Biden's cognitive decline was readily apparent to everyone. From the moment Biden jumped in the presidential race, we identified it in 2019. His struggles were clear, unambiguous, they were obvious. This was not the same guy that was Obama's vice president, not the same guy that was a senator. He didn't walk the same, he didn't look the same, he didn't sound the same. And you know what? Don't take my word for it. Take a look at some of, the lowlights.
If you agree with me, go
Go to Joe.
This is 2019. Just look at his face. I could see that this person, I'm sorry, forgive me for saying this, but I just had a feeling that this president might pass away. Forgive me for saying this because it is what he looks like. For me, he looks like someone who needs to be retired, spending time with his grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's okay to just, say I'm out, guys. But look at this. 2019.
We choose truth over facts. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
That's the most racist thing you can ever say. You hear what he said? Poor kids are just as bright and as talented as white kids. He is saying that poor kids are black. Guys, Joe Biden, in my entire life, I've never seen someone who can come up with a policy to target mostly people of color, incarcerate them, and give them a sentence of years, decades for a non-violent crime. Joe Biden did that. I will come up with a video and show you because Americans always complain about racism, but they do not want to hold people who come up with these policies who are racially, who racially discriminalize, who discriminalize people of color most of the time. Because the crime bill, the author, Joe Biden is the author of the crime bill. You can look it up, 1994. And that crime bill sent a lot of black people in jail for crimes that are non-violent, crimes that his son is also doing, Hunter Biden. But he is not in jail. He pardoned him. Let's keep going.
Radio, make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone, make sure the kids hear words. It's time for America to get back up on its feet and once again fight for the proposition that we hold these truths to be self-evident. Sounds corny, not a joke, think about it. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
That all men are created equal. It's an American, I don't know, something. But he forgot it. Look at his face.
All men and women created by you know the thing. You know how we talk about it. Are we the people?
The record player, truth over facts, created by the thing, the God, the creator of everything. Democrats, the media mob, lied to you over and over again. They claimed that they showed you the real Joe Biden, but they did not. On this program, we take great pride in telling you the truth. We showed you the real Joe Biden. We sounded the alarm starting in 2019 about his struggles. We did it from the very beginning. We have the tape to prove it. Take a look. There is a panic. All Joe being Joe, the verbal mishaps are piling up by the second, raising serious questions among Democrats about his viability. It is fair for every American to ask whether or not this 78-year-old has the strength, the stamina, the focus, and the capacity to handle what is by far the toughest job in the world. Now, to me, quid pro quo Joe seems to be in a rapid state of decline and not up to the rigors needed even on a campaign. Only after his disastrous debate with President Trump last June, when it became apparent he had no chance of winning re-election, all of a sudden they noticed everything we'd been telling you from 2019 onward. The left reverse course.
Man, shout out to Sean Hannity, man, because he was giving us news. And yet you have other reporters who are now writing a book about Joe Biden's decline. Yet reporters like Sean Hannity at Fox News, shout out to Sean. I heard these clips and I was looking at him during the campaign every time. Like, tell me, do you think that other people like allies, look at what happened during Joe Biden's presidency. Putin invaded Ukraine. Israel was on fire. We were like on the brink of World War III. The reason why it was like that, because people could see, the whole world could see that Joe Biden didn't have it together, altogether. He didn't. So there is no way China was going to bow down. There is no way Russia was going to listen. All of these things, it leads to this. It was a cover-up. Let's keep going.
and state the obvious? No, they did it for political expediency. This was a man completely incapable of doing what is the hardest job in the world. Amid the growing evidence of the biggest cover-up in White House and presidential history, Biden reemerged today to deliver a Memorial Day address nearly a week late. And let's
Guys, sometimes a cover-up is the bigger crime than the crime itself. Meaning to say, Democrats didn't mind putting a senile president, someone who sometimes didn't know where he was, always forgetting names of his staff members, forgetting and losing his train of thought. Every time he opens up his mouth, we could see all of this on television. It shows that they wanted him probably to die in office, and Kamala Harris automatically becomes the president. Remember, Biden stepped down after that disastrous debate that you saw in the intro, when the whole world saw with their very own eyes the cognitive decline on national television. By then, it was not too late. They should have had a primary election, like all the time. They are always saying pro-democracy. Democrats are anti-democratic because they ended up anointing Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris was not chosen by the people. That's why she lost the election resoundingly. And if Democrats want to also win another election, they need to be honest. They need to be honest and come back and bring back their credibility. Because right now, Joe Biden, the wife of former President Joe Biden, is now being accused, of the cover-up because she was the closest person to the president, and she knew damn well that Biden had cancer, but she wanted him to continue running for president. Joe Biden, according to Fox News, Joe Biden accused of elder abuse for pushing husband to seek re-election. Holy smokes, Democrats are cooked, and I see a lot of people probably going to jail for this. A lot of people have to go to jail for this. It was a cover-up. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for joining me. I am out.